Hello everybody. Today we'll be talking on another topic. So welcome again to my live stream, and we are on week four of training on leadership, finance, and life. And today we have a beautiful topic to discuss on. This topic is so essential that it goes into every area of our lives. And it is how to systemize your life for success. Yes, I'm very excited about this topic because I know it's going to help you create structures, create system, create tools, technology, and the right people around your life for your vision, for your purpose, and most importantly, for your success in life. So, how to systemize your life for success? I'm going to share my screen now so that you can see my slide and run through this training with me. If you're just joining in, this is the first time you're seeing me. My name is Wairi Nikoro, and I am doing a free training that's going to help your life both now and in the future. And this is week 4 of my training. It's a 21 week of growth, 21 weeks rather, 21 weeks of growth. And so I'm doing this training. So if you're just getting into this live stream, I would advise you to check my YouTube, and also you can also check my Facebook too, and go into previous live streams, week 1, week 2, week 3, and we are on week 4. And week 4 is how to systemize your life for success. Thank you. So now I will go into my slide, and then I'll run through this training with you, this webinar with you, how to systemize your life for success. Mm. Okay. Oh, so I'm going to take my presentation now. I have to upload it in. Let's do that quick. So yes, voila, it's loading. So if you're just joining in, as I said again, welcome to my live stream on how to systemize your life for success. How to systemize your life for success. Yes, so this is it. How to systemize your life for success. Make it maximum a bit. How to systemize your life for success. This is the topic. But one thing you should know about this is that systems are important for our day-to-day life. If you want to go far in life, you need systems. You need systems around your life. If you want to go very, very far in life, you need systems around your life. Because systems are what make things work for you. I love the idea of system because, as I said, if you want to go far in life, you need systems around your life. Systems are what makes things work for you. But before we talk so much about this system, I would need to explain who I am, just for some people who don't know me and who would want to know more about me. So, who is Wyrie Nicole? I would need to explain a bit of who I am to some people so you get to know me. Um, so, who is Wyrie? Let me just tell you a bit about me. Wyrie, I'm an author, I'm a lawyer, I'm a people practitioner. I'm also an expert in goal setting, wealth management, and career balance. So, I'm an author, I'm a lawyer, I'm many things anyway. I'm many things in one lady, you can imagine, many things. And more things are still evolving, more things are still evolving. But for now, what you need to know and why you need to stick to the end of this webinar, this teaching, is because of this level of experience and knowledge I've gotten over the years and beyond. And currently, I'm working into becoming a solicitor in England and Wales. I have 10 years and more 10 years and more leadership experience. And I've helped a lot of people, professionals, career people, transform their life, build systems around their lives, talk about helping people in their financial literacy, and also to achieve their goals. Presently, I've written two books. Yes, which you can see behind me. I have two books behind me. I've written two books. One of them is the book on Value Rules the World. This is a book I wrote. This is my recent book I have written. Value Rules the World is very important for people who are value driven people and who believe in shaping their lives with value. I've also written Leadership from Nothing to Something, another book I have written. And I will be writing more because I know that there are lots of things to write about, a lot of things to tell my generation, and a lot of building process that can take place when we read. Reading book is very beautiful and it should give you knowledge. It gives us knowledge and on what to do, and also to tap into the resources of experienced people. So just in case you need to get my book. It's on Amazon, it's on Seller, and many other places. So that's the little about me, just in case you need to know a little about me. Now we need to move into the main topic of today. Yes, the main topic of today. And what is it? Okay, it's this topic of how to, as I said, how to systemize your life. That is what we are discussing today, and I am super excited about it. I'm super excited about it, to be honest with you. So, what's the first thing you need to know about how to systemize your life? Before I get into my prediction, I want to talk to you a little about systems. So, let me remove this first before I talk to you about my predictions on systems. As I said, I'm quite excited about this topic because if you can get your system right early enough, and even if it's not early, if you can get your system right, you can shape your life for success. Yes, if you can get your system right, you can shape your life for success. So let me talk a little about getting your system right. One thing I want to say, as I said, is that systems are what makes things work for you. System, if you want to repeat any level of success, if you want to repeat it, many times we get some level of success and we don't even know how we got it. We cannot repeat it. System is what can help you repeat things, repeat success, repeat vision, repeat your goals, and make it productive. So what I wrote here is systems makes things work for you. If you want to go deeper in any space or any field, you need to also research more about systems. Systems is system is what can change your life. I'm a big believer of system. I'm a big believer that with systems in your life, with systems that can promote good habits, with systems that can structure good things, you can get and you can change your life to what you want it to be. So I am a strong believer of systems and also the right systems, putting the right systems in place. So maybe some of you are still saying, what is system? What is she even talking about? How does it add up to my life? So we'll get there. Just calm down and listen to me before we get there. So we'll get there. Um, The reason you need systems in your life is because you don't have more than 24 hours in a day. So you need to make judicious use of your time every day. I want to repeat that again. The reason you need systems in your life is because you don't have more than 24 hours in a day. So you need systems to make judicious use of your time every day. You cannot wake up without having systems around how you will achieve your goals, how you will execute your day, how your day is going to run, you know, how things are going to play out. You know, you may not be perfect in determining what the day has for you, but you can be good enough to plan how you want the day to run, how you want your day to be. You can plan it, and you can effectively plan it in a way that at the end of that day, it's a productive day. You see that you had a productive day. You can see that all the items or all the agendas you had, most of them, and even all of them, came true. All of them went through. All of them, you were able to execute those agendas. That's what a productive day is all about. Planning your day, planning it, and seeing that what you planned. There's nothing as good as having a plan and seeing that what you have planned came to pass. There's nothing as good as that. And there's nothing as frustrating as having plans and discovering that all your plans, or some of your plans, or most of your plans, none of them, most of them didn't come to pass, or most of them you were not able to execute them. There's nothing as frustrating as that, to be honest. Nothing. So that's why system is quite important. Another thing I want to say here is that um, the truth is that there is no formula for success anywhere in the world except you systemize your life. So, system is the best formula you can get for success. When you see successful people, they run by systems. Yes, they run by systems. They run by systems and structures. You may think successful people are people, they are hardworking. Yes, they may be. Yes, they are hardworking. Not maybe they are hardworking, but beyond the hard work, they are not in their office or in their field, or probably in their business every day, in the business every day, 24 hours a day. They run by systems. They do things by systems. Systems and structure control their business. That's one of the reasons why you hear of transgenerational wealth. Transgenerational wealth is a wealth that has been built by system. Whether you are there or not, these things will move because you have created structures around it that will make it move. So before we continue, I need to put the topic up so people will understand what I'm doing. And people don't know what I'm doing, so I need to put the topic up. Let me see. Add. Let's see if it's showing. No, not this one. Okay, so how to systemize your life for success. So I hope it shows how to systemize your life for success. Great. So I think it's showing now how to systemize your life for success. Okay. So I will just continue where I stopped. Where did I stop? I will continue where I stopped. Now we need to also know that okay, if you need to know something about systems, So I've talked about this. Now let me talk about this. Yes. So I can predict your future if I know what you do every day. We're talking about systems here. I can predict your future if I know what you do every day. If you don't change your daily habits, you will end up where it's taking you to. Yes. If you don't change your daily habits, you will end up where this habit is taking you to. And I can predict your future if I know what you do every day. So systems are things you put in order to get a vision or get to your purpose, or get a plan successful. If I know what you do every day, I can be able to tell you where your life is heading to. And if what you do every day is not taking you towards the direction of your goals or towards the direction of your plans or towards the direction of your success, what you have planned for yourself, your purpose, then you may just need to change the system around your life, or you may need to put systems rather. You may need to put systems around your life so your life can go in the projection of how you want it, how you planned for it. um like I earlier said, I talked about successful people. Most times they don't have most of successful people are not the most hardworking, in quotes. Let me use that word. Successful people are not the most hardworking people, in quotes. Rather, they are people who have created systems around their lives. Successful people, yes. They are not the most hardworking people on earth. But one thing that helps them is that they are people who have created systems around their life. So that's why system is quite important. This is the reason why system is a needed necessity. It's needed in our everyday life. So we can create structures that can meet our needs, whether we are there or we are not there. Whether we are there or not. These people, successful people, have created systems around their lives 247. Yes. And that's why if you want to be a successful person, you must start looking into creating systems around your own life. Systems that can push you towards your goals, your purpose, and your success. Don't just allow life take its turn on you by chance. Don't allow life lead you by chance. You must put systems around your life, how your day will go, how it will end, what will happen, the minutes, the time, the hours you're going to spend on each thing, and how the day is going to end, which should project you into your goals, your visions, and your plans. By now, if you are listening to me and if you don't yet have goals and plans towards the end of for your life or for 2025, we have about 4 5 months to go. If you don't yet have goals and plans, then you may just need to write it. You may just need to write goals and plans for your life and put them on paper, and you can even extend it into giving a graphic designer to do something beautiful and be looking at those goals and plans. Then you need to create a system around it. That's where success starts from rather. That's where success starts from for you. um have you ever heard of the word don't work for money, rather make your money work for you? That system, it's only a system that can help you make your money work for you and not work for money. So if you have heard the word don't work for money, make your money work for you, that means you need to start creating systems. And you can create system in every area of your life. You can copy and paste system. You can take system from your personal life and put it in your financial life. You can take system from your financial life and put it in your marital life. So you can create system in every area of your life. Things that should make that aspect of your life work for you. Create systems in your marriage, create system in your finances, create systems in your faith life, create system in your career, create system in your social life, your relationship with people, because that's how you can improve that area of your life. When you create system in an area, you focus on improving that area of your life for the best. Okay. Like I said, I can predict your future if I know what you do every day, because the truth is that our lives are going in the direction of our habits. Our lives are going in the direction of our habits. That's the truth. Our lives are going in the direction of our habits. So I can predict your future. What you do every day, I can predict that with what you do every day, this is where you're gonna end up in the next 10 years. This is how you're gonna be. Because our lives are going in the direction of our habits. Another thing I need to say before we go into other areas is um that 1 minute. If you don't change your daily habits, your life will end up where your habit is taking you. So if you have habits and if you don't change your daily habits, your life is going, if you have habits, if you have habits and if you don't change your daily habits, your life is going in the direction of your habits, where it's taking you. So look at your habits. Where is your habits taking you? What habits do you have? Because these are also systems also. What habits do you have? And where is that habit taking you to? What habits do you have? And where is that habit taking you to? Like I said, your life is going in the direction of your habits. Um, Now let me bring up another slide. My slide. Give me a minute. Let me present. I think I have. So, what are systems? I've been talking so much about systems. Now, what are systems? We need to know what a system is. We need to know what a system is. So, what are systems? So, what are systems? Because we need to know what a system is. A system is a set of repeatable processes, tools, and a system is a set of repeatable processes, tools, people, and strategies that all work together to solve a problem or to achieve a goal. A system is a set of repeatable processes, tools, strategies that all work together to solve a problem or achieve a goal. That is what a system is. So I want to say here that to not wing your life, you need system. You need to design systems around your life. You need to design systems around the direction of your purpose. You need to design systems around the direction of your vision. You need to design systems around the direction of your goals. You need to design systems because it's only through systems that you can get success, the success you need. You can't get it by winging your life. You can't get it by just moving around without systems. Systems are powerful, and system is what can help you wing your life to the direction you need to go. Like I just said, for you to get to the direction you need to go, you need systems. You need to design systems around your life in the direction of your goals. You need to design systems in the direction of your purpose. You need to design systems. You need to design systems in the direction of your goals. You need to design systems in the direction of your purpose. You need to design systems in the direction of your success, of the results you want in life. That's why you cannot just allow yourself to take life by chance, because if you live your life by chance, if you live your life by chance without systems, without having something productive to work into and having habits and systems that can bring such productivity, it's you cannot, number one, it's more like you're living your life like a bush. You know how a bush is. A bush is unkept, a bush is unorganized. Number two, you cannot replicate any success you have. Any success you have is just success by mistake, and you're not going to replicate it. That's why you need systems repeatedly. You need to in a system repeatedly in order for you to repeat success in your personal lives. So every area of your life, as I earlier said, needs this system. The next slide is think different. Systems help you to be more outcome focused and productive. Systems help you to be more outcome focused and productive. Systems help you to be more outcome focused and productive. Now let's talk about that. Let's talk about how you can be more outcome focused and productive. You know, you see people who have everything in their life so figured out. Like everything is going in the direction of how they planned it. You know, they are even married. Some of them are even married, and maybe they have children. They have 6 children, 5 children, but they are still able to build their marital life, build their family, build their career, have a flourishing life, a flourishing career, flourishing marriage. And you're asking yourself, how is this person doing it? Because even you have 3 kids, for example, you have 3 kids. This person has 6, and this person is doing so well with those 6 kids, 6 children. The person is still building a healthy career. The person is still building a healthy business. You know, everything is just working all fine. Check that person very well. The person has systems around their life. They have systems that is working in every area of those aspects, every area of their life, both their marital life, their career, their business, you know, their social life. They have systems around it. As I earlier said, system is what you need to build and improve your life for success. System is very key and very important in building and improving your life for success. Successful people have 2 things that they have mastered. Successful people have 2 things. Successful people who have mastered the art of productivity and excellence in life are people who have 2 things they have mastered. Number one, these people are intentional about designing their lives. So, successful people have 2 things that they have mastered. Number one, they have mastered how to be intentional about designing their lives. And this comes into system. They have mastered how to be intentional about designing their lives. I earlier said that if you see a successful person, it's not like the person is more hardworking than other people, but this person have created systems around their lives, created system in that area of their life or around their lives that is working with or without them being present. These systems are productive. These systems are purpose driven and they are focused on getting the results, you know, the results that is planned for it. And that's what system is all about. Um, Another thing I want to say here about system is that, like I said, successful people who have mastered an art of productivity and excellence in life are people who are intentional about designing their lives. And to design your life is to design your daily habits. To design your life is to design your daily habit. To design your life is to design your systems. To design your life is to design your systems that will make your life to be working in the direction of your vision, your goals, and your purpose. So let me say this again. Successful people are people who have mastered the art of creating systems around their lives. These systems, they are intentional about creating systems. And to design your life is to design your habits. To design your life is to design your systems. To design your life is to design, you know, your goals. To design the people who will be around you. You have to plan it. You have to design it. You have to be able to train yourself or design these habits, design the direction to which your life will be going. You need to have a design, a daily design, a yearly design, a quarterly design on the direction at which your life will be going, the direction of your goals, the direction of your purpose, the direction of the things you want to see in your life. Your life cannot be directionless. Your life cannot be, unkept, cannot be unorganized, no, disorganized. Anything that comes into it, you accept it. You have to design the direction at which you want your life to go. And this is why you need system. This is why system is important. What else do I want to say? So let me pull out my slides again. Apologies, I'm always taking off the slides. I'm still trying to find a way how I can fix this slide in one place. But before I do that, let me just. Okay, now I've talked about why we need systems. Think different. Systems helps us to be more outcome focused and more productive. Design and reinvent your life. Design and reinvent your life. So, in doing this, you need to break down your goals into habits, and that's where system comes in. Breaking down your goals into habits. You need systems to be able to break down your goals into habits. You need system to be able to plan every goals and put them into agendas, put them into timing, put them into structures so that you can achieve something every day. So you can achieve something each day of your life so that your life can go at the projection of how you plan it to be. And system is one way you can get that. System is one way you can get that to be done. To be done. Another thing I want to say here is yes, the creation story. Let me bring out myself a bit. Okay, so the creation story. Even our God, for those who are faith-based or who subscribe to the creation story, even our God is a God of systems. Our God is not a systemless or it is a word like systemless because there's not. But our God is a God of system. Even our God, before He created this world, according to the Bible, before our God created this world, He used systems to create this world. He didn't just come and create a world out of nothing. He created this world in days and days, day, the 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, five. Before he got to day seven, even before he brought man into the garden, he had created a system that man can go with. So you can see the creation story of day one. You can see day one, our God created the lights and He created the sky. That's the one creation story. He created the light. He created the sky. You see day two. He created the lands, the dry lands. He created the plants. You can go with that through the Bible story because of systems. And another thing about system you should know is that even our body has body systems. We have respiratory system, we have reproductive system, we have the digestive system, we have the muscular system. We have so many systems in this our body. So tell me why you think you don't need systems around your life, around your vision, around your purpose. Systems is what helps you to break your habits into goals, or break your goals rather. Sorry. System is what helps you to break your goals into habits. Through system, your goals, your direction, your projection for life can be broken down into bits in order for you to achieve it. When it's this big, you may not be able to achieve it. It may be stressful, but when you break it down into systems and into habits, because part of system is habits. When you break it down into this little chunks of system, you can be able to achieve them easier and faster. That's what system does for you. Okay, let me see what next I need to say. If you live your life by chance, anything in life that is led by chance will develop as a bush. Let me say this again. If you live your life by chance, anything in life that is led by chance will develop like a bush. So if you live your life by chance, anything in life that is left by chance will develop like a bush, like a bush. Um, this means it will be unkept and unorganized. This means it will be unkept and unorganized. So you cannot live your life by chance, because anything in life that is left by chance will develop as a bush. So you cannot live your life unkept, unorganized, undisciplined, unplanned for. Give me a minute. Okay. So let me see where I am now. 38 minutes. Okay. Same way, if you leave a productive land, a land that is very productive, if you leave a productive land, a land that is very productive, if you leave it by chance, such a land can turn, can have weeds, can have, weeds and thorns. Such a land can, if you leave a productive land by chance, to chance, weeds will grow inside. If you leave a productive land, if you leave a productive land by chance, weeds will grow inside. If you leave a productive land, a land that is productive, that is growing and fruitful, if you leave such land by chance, weeds will grow inside. So this is why you need systems around your life, so that weeds don't come in and start growing inside your life, your investments, your plans, the direction that you have shaped your life to be. So when you systemize your life, one thing you get when you systemize your life is that you are more likely to have two sense when you systemize your life. The first sense is a sense of freedom, and another sense is a sense of control. The first sense is a sense of freedom. Another sense is a sense of control. There are two qualities successful people have. The first is that they have a sense of control over their lives. They feel that they are in control. They feel like they are the ones in control of their results and their outcome and the outcome of their life. Not necessarily that their life doesn't happen to them, not necessarily, but they are intentional about life to the extent that even if life happens to them, they are so intentional that even if life happens to them, they have a way of getting back in order. They have a way of getting themselves back to order or back in order, their life back in order. So it's not like life doesn't happen to successful people, but even if life happens to them, they have a way of getting their life back in order. So that's one thing you should know about successful people, and that's one thing you should know about life. There are two core things successful people have. There are two core things successful people have. The first is that they have a sense of control over their life. Another one is that they have a sense of freedom over their life. What this means is that once that they are what this means is that they are in charge of their results and their outcome of their life. So what this means is that they are in charge of the results and the outcome of their life. And even if life happens to them, even if what they planned did not come or did not become what you know okay. Okay. So these people are also champions of life because they know the things to do to get their lives in order, even if life happens to them, because life happens to everyone. So even the successful people are champions of their life because they know the things to do to get their life back in order, even if life happens to them. Okay. Even if life happens to them, because life happens to everyone, but they know the things to do to get back on track in order for them, they know the things to do in order to get back on track because life happens to everyone. Successful people also have a sense of freedom. They don't feel like circumstances or happenances or economy can derail them from their goals and plans. Successful people also have a sense of freedom. They don't feel like circumstances or happenances, you know, things, even the economy can derail them from their plans and their goals. And that's because they have put systems around their lives to make sure that a result of their productivity is achieved no matter what. Okay? Nobody's looking at me. One thing I want to also say here is that when you systemize your life, you are more likely to have two senses, the sense of freedom and the sense of control. So don't allow life happen to you. You have to happen to life. Don't allow things happen to you. You have to happen to things. When you systemize your life, you are most likely to have a sense of freedom and a sense of control over your life. So don't allow life to happen to you. You happen to life. Don't allow things to happen to you. You happen to things. You can happen to things, and you can happen to life. And I said, don't allow life to happen to you. You can happen to life. And don't allow things to happen to you. You can happen to things. So when you systemize your life, you are most likely to have a sense of control and a sense of freedom over your life. So systemize your life. Okay. So now let me play my slides so we can quickly run through because we are already out of time. How to systemize my life. I've been talking about systemize your life. So how can you systemize your life? One way you can systemize your life is start by envisioning your life. You have to systemize your life by starting by envisioning your life. Start by envisioning your life. And how can you do that effectively? How can you envision your life effectively? Let me pull up my and know how to systemize your life. And how can you envision your life effectively? Oops, I thought my slides was going to do this. Okay, great. So how can you systemize your life? One way you can systemize your life is by envisioning your life. See, I always say something, and one thing I say is that don't follow someone who has nothing to lose. Don't follow someone who has nothing. He has nothing to lose, you have nothing, you have nothing at stake. You have nothing, no plan. You have nothing that interests you. Don't follow such a person. Let me give you an example of what I mean. A scenario happened in the location where I live, in the environment where I live, where a particular person has, how will I put it now? I want to tell a story of how you should avoid following someone who has nothing to lose. A scenario happened where a particular black person, a dark skinned person, was arrested by his wife, his white wife. And why was he arrested? He was arrested because on a claim of rape. On a claim of rape. Yes, rape is a sin. Sorry, not a sin. Sorry, rape is a law. Is a criminal offense where I am. So in where I am. So this person was arrested on the claim of his wife, his white wife. So as far as it's a criminal offense, it's actually a criminal offense, and I know it's a criminal offense. So it's wrong. It's wrong to even do such a thing, to be honest with you. So I get that. But my own point of view is that you have a direction for your life. You have a plan for your own life. So you need to look at your life in a way that you must make sure you don't follow people. You don't do things. You don't follow things that can destroy, that can bring down the plan you have for your life. You have to create systems around your life. You have to create systems, tools, technology. You have to use tools, technology, people, create systems, design systems that will give you the right people, give you the right attitude, the right habits that can create a way where you can always find reason to succeed. That's one of the things. So, how can you envision your life? What to do? What do you want to do in the future? That's one way. What do you want to do in the future? You have to plan it. What do I want to do in the future? Okay, don't need this. So, how can you envision your life? The first question you should ask is, what do I plan to do in the future? You have to have a future goal, a future life, a future. Oh, sorry. The first question you should ask on how you can envision your life is, what do I want to do in the future? You have to have a future goal, a future plan, a future, you have to have a future plan about your life. When you are asked, let's see, camera, give me a minute, camera. What? Oops. Okay. Sorry. What do I want to do in the future? When you are asked what, how to what's the question again? How can you systemize your life? That's it. How can you systemize your life? Start by envisioning your life. You have to start by envisioning your own life. And these are questions you should ask yourself. Number one, what do I want to do in the future? What do I want to do in the next 5 years' time, in the next 10 years' time? Apologies. What do I want to do in the future? What do I want to do in the next 5 years' time, in the next 10 years' time, in the next 20 years' time? How do I see myself in those years? Where do I see myself? That's a way to start. You start by envisioning your life. Another question you can ask is, who do I want to become? I've talked about that. Who do I want to become? So before you even start systemizing your life, you need to envision the kind of life you want. What do I want to become? So who do I want to become? What do I want to do in the future? What do I want to do in the future? Who do I want to become? Another thing you should say, the question you should ask is, what do I want to be remembered for? Yes, life is all about creating legacy. Life is all about legacy. What do I want to be remembered for? What do I want? What do I want to be remembered for? So by the time you envision your life like a big, like in the lens of your future, your present and your future, that's when you can start planning on how to systemize your life. Another question you can you should ask yourself is that at the end of this year 2025, um, would I like the person I am becoming? Yes. At the end of this year 2025, would I like the person I'm becoming? With the habits I'm keeping, with the daily plans I'm having, at the end of this year 2025, will I like the person I am becoming? If you will not like the person you're becoming at the end of this year 2025, then there's a need for you to sit down, think again, and start creating systems around your life. I repeat, if you will not like the person that you will be becoming by the end of 2025, then there's a need for you to sit down, think again, and start creating systems around your life. Okay. So I want you to ask yourself this question. As like I said, you need to start by envisioning your life. And how you will do that is that you have to start by asking, what do I want to become in the future? Who do I want to become? What do I want to become in the future? Who do I want to become? What do I want to be remembered for? What legacy do I want to be remembered for? And lastly, by the end of this year, 2025, how far would I like to go in remembering who I want to become? By the end of 2025, will I like the person I am becoming right now? With the systems and the habits I have, will I like the person I am becoming by the end of 2025? The second thing you need to do in order to create system is you need to self-audit yourself. You need to self-audit. Give me a minute to let me see if I can camera. The second thing you need to do is that you need to self-audit yourself. And what is self-audit all about? Self-audit your daily interactions and your daily distractions. Self-audit your daily interactions, self-audit your daily distractions. What are the things that distract you? What are the things you know you interact with daily? And what are the things that distract you daily? You need to talk to yourself by yourself. You need to have a frank and honest discussion with you. You with you. Oh, let me see. What can I do now? Oh, delete. Okay, I think I got this one now. Okay, let's see. I pray it works now. Sorry, my let's see. So, like I said, you need to have a one-on-one interaction with you. You need to self-audit yourself, self-audit your distractions, and self-audit your interactions. That's the second thing you need to do in order to create system. Self-audit your distractions and self-audit your your interruptions. Sorry, your interruptions. Audit mindset that are not serving your visions. You have to audit mindsets are not serving your vision. What mindset is keeping me from systemizing, keeping me from being productive about my life? What mindset is keeping me from being focused? What mindset is keeping me from achieving or becoming the best version of myself? What version is keeping me from achieving what I want to achieve, or even going beyond, creating bigger dreams for myself? What version of me do I need to audit to get a bigger and better version of myself? That's something you need to talk about and think about. So you need to self audit yourself by auditing your mindset. And one way you can do that, you need to get help. Speak to people. You need to read. You need to speak to people. You need to learn something better, something new, something bigger. When I was growing up, while I was growing up, I love having friends that are older than me. Yes, I love having a lot of friends older than me. I love having a lot of mentors, and I still do. I still do have them, but I was very intentional with having friends who were older than me. My friends were not my age mates. That was just my kind of person. I just didn't know why. My friends were never my age mate. People who I hung around with, there were people who were older, they were taller, they were bigger, they were finer. I just liked seeing a model of what I can become. That's where you need to start self-auditing your mindset to put a better mindset, a better structure, better vision of who you can become, a better model of what you can become. So, self-audit your mindset, do a scorecard of your habits. You need to sit yourself down and think about, look through your habits, your day-to-day habits, your habits. Do a scorecard of it. What habit is keeping me distracted from achieving my goals? What habit is interrupting me from fulfilling my purpose or fulfilling my goals? Or what habits do I have that is derailing me, that is taking me backward? You need to do a self assessment of your habits. Because, as I said, if I look at your life now, I can predict your future by your habits. If I look at your life now, I can predict your future by your daily habits. What habits do you keep? What do you do every day? What's your daily routine like? What's your daily work life like? And I mean habits, when I mean habits, not just in career, but habits in your, if you're married, habits in your marriage, habits in your career, habits in your about on your finances, your financial habits, your career life, your marital life. What habits do you have? So you may need to do a scorecard of your habits. Give me a minute. So you may need to do a scorecard of your habits. Another thing I want to discuss here is what are you doing that is not helping you? What are you doing that is not helping you? At least you can be frank with yourself. You can tell yourself the truth by yourself. What are you doing that is not helping you? We need to talk about that as well. Who are the people that are helping, and who are the people that are helping you, and who are the people that are not helping you? You need to look at people around your life. Who are people that are helping you? Who are people that are not helping you? Look at people around your life, and from there you are able to reduce, remove, and you're able to add. I remember there was a time in my life where I had to write down the list of my friends, and I had to, you know, look at their name one after the other and check their role in my life. What is this person's role in my life? Is he or she adding to me, or he or she is subtracting from me? At the end of it all, I had to take down some friends, and I also had to elevate some friends into a higher position, getting closer, trying to get closer to them intentionally, because I discovered that they could help me build healthy habits, and there were some people who were not helping me and who were taking me down, who were not helping me build healthy habits. So these are things you may just need to do around your life to systemize your life. The people around you, the structures you create. Who are the people that are helping? Where are you wasting your time and energy, and what part of you do they hold you back from achieving your goal? Where are you wasting your time, and where are you wasting your energy? We need to talk about that. Where is my time going to? Where is my energy going to? Some people, you need to talk about that. Is your energy going to watching movies? Your energy going to doing things that will not serve the purpose of your visions and your goals? Or your energy and time is going to things that will serve the purpose of your vision and the purpose of your goals? So you need to look through, and you need to talk about that. You need to tell yourself about it and self audit your life. Okay, let me quickly run through this. Strategize. Begin to strategize how to eliminate distractions. Start by creating categories for the various aspects of your life. Now let me do a screenshot on this so people can see what I'm doing, because some people are not seeing what I'm doing. Presentation. Okay. So strategize. You need to start, or you need to begin to strategize how to eliminate your distractions and replace bad habits. Any habits you know that you have that is a bad habit, you need to strategize on how to eliminate your distractions and how to replace those distractions, how to replace your bad habits with good habits, healthy habits. So start by creating categories for the various aspects of your life. You have to create habits for each of these areas. Create good habits, positive habits, healthy habits for each of these areas: your finance, your education, personal development, family, career, relationship. This is how to systemize your life, breaking your life into bits by creating healthy habits. And these habits will go into, give me a minute. What? Hello, Kayode. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing you. What kind of daily habits? Mm. So Kayode is asking what kind of daily habits. Habits in these different areas. Hello, Kayode. If you're just joining in, I'm just seeing your what you commented, what kind of daily habits. So habits such as this habit has to be in different areas of your life: your finance, your education, your personal development, your family life, your career, your relationship. So, and any other area of your life you have to create habits around them. You have to take every area of your life equally and seriously. I repeat, you have to take every area of your life equally and seriously. Equally and seriously. So, taking areas like your finance serious, the habits around, that's where strategy comes in. You have to strategize, taking every area of your life equally and seriously. No area of your life should be separated. No area of your life should be taken less important or less serious. No area of your life should be taken less important or less serious. No area of your life, I'm repeating it for emphasis sake, no area of your life should be taken no area of your life should be taken less important or less serious. Your finance, your financial life, you should create habits around it. Your marriage, you should create habits that can sustain love, sustain romance, sustain the good times you want to have and the good memories you want to have. Your career, you should also have habits that can build your career, build your life, build the projection and the trajectory of your life, of your career in the way you want. And also same with all other area of your life, your personal development. You need to have habits around your personal development. So no area of your life should be taken less important or less seriously. Every area of your life, there is a need for you to systemize it so you can get the best out of those areas of your life: your finance, your health, your personal development, your career, your education, everything. Every area of your life should be taken seriously and importantly. So this is why habits is needed. Or rather, this is why systems are needed to build habits that can improve every area of your life. So what else again? So I talked about set goals for each aspect of the categories. E.g., I want to lose weight in 20 kg. They need to set goals that can build these habits, because it's not just about knowing that you need to build habits. It's also all about setting goals that can build these habits, setting goals that can create the system you need. You need to set, you need to know that this is what you want to do. You want to lose 20 kg. I want to lose 20 kg. I want to build my life. I want to build my habits. You have to set goals that can create that system for you. Let me go to the next slide before I take it off. So this is the next slide. I'm going to take it off shortly. Then let's talk about systemizing. How to systemize. How to systemize your life. One of the ways you can systemize your life, sure. Um, Taking this thing off. Okay. Yep. One of the ways you can systemize your life is that you need to be specific about what you will do each day and what time. One of the ways you can systemize your life is for you to be specific about what you will do each day and at what time you will do it. What you will do each day and at what time you want to do these things. For example, you want to spend an hour on social media. You have planned that, you know what, it's an hour I'm going to spend on social media. I'm not going to spend more than 1 hour. So you should not spend more than 1 hour. Have a plan, a timing of what you want to do each day and how you will do it, the timing you will do it. Have a plan of what you want to do each day and the time you will do it. So I repeat, have a plan of what you want to do each day and the time you will do it. That is one of the ways for you to systemize your life. Another thing I want to recommend is I recommend habits, 3 to 5 habits per goal. You need to have habits that you can break down into goals. You need to have goals. What are goals? Goals are the things you want to achieve. Goals are the result that you envisage, the result of your success. Goals are the end point of any effort you want to put in. So you need to have goals. You can't be a visionless person. You can't be somebody that doesn't have any goals, any plan for their life. You have to have a plan. You have to have a goal and a plan for your life. Don't live life like, unorganized, unkept, like a bush. A bush is unorganized, a bush is unkept, a bush doesn't have any form of attraction or attention to it. Don't live life like that. You need to have a direction. You need to have goals and dreams and vision and see how you can systemize your life around those goals, systemize your life around those dreams, systemize your life around those visions you have. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 20 years? You need to have goals for your life and systemize your life in a way that what you see, you can bring such vision into your reality. What you see about yourself, every day your habits can be shaped into those visions. If you see yourself as something great, you have to create habits around it. You have to have about 3 to 5 habits, daily habits. You put in those work of daily habits. 3 to 5 habits you must do or you should do to get to that place or become that person you see yourself to be. And don't have small dreams, don't have small goals. You may even need to change the environment so that you can reset your mindset and start having big goals and big dreams and big ambitions and big plans for your life. You may need to change some set of people, some set of friends you may have. And don't be scared to change. Change is a constant thing in life. Everybody changes. Who I am today is not who I used to be in 5 years ago. Who I am today is not who I used to be 7 years ago. Who I am today is not who I used to be 20 years ago or 15 years ago. So change is a part of the human growth. That's why I am saying that even as you progress in change, there should be systems around your life that can build those changes, that can project you to the vision you have for your life. You have to have a vision for your life. You have to have a goal for your life. You have to see yourself as someone, and see yourself somewhere good, somewhere positive, somewhere better than where you are. And not just that, that's not enough. You have to create system in order to bring that vision you have into reality. You have to create systems around it. Have about 3 to 5 habits you do every day in order to get to that direction or get to that destination. Rather, you have to have 3 to 5 habits you do every day in order to get to that destination, what you see yourself to be or to become. So leverage how to build systems around your life. Leverage technology to your advantage. Leverage technology to your advantage. We have Google calendars. We have alarms. Alarms. You can put alarms. Let me give you an example. Let me give you a story of my mentor. I have a mentor. One of my mentors rather. let me talk about one of my mentors and the system he put in place in order to love his wife more. So just for those who are married and they need systems around, loving their wives more, systems around hugging, systems around kissing, systems, just having systems. So my mentor talked about how he wanted to love his wife more and he had to put an alarm. And every time the alarm rings, an alarm on a particular day, anytime the alarm rings, that alarm, it shows that he needs to call his wife or he needs to send a text message to say, how are you? I'm just thinking about you and I miss you. That's a system. As little as it is, that system is saving his marriage because he's a very busy person. That system is saving his marriage. So wherever he is in the world, when that alarm rings at that time, what he does is to immediately leave whatever he's doing for 1 minute or 2 minutes to either do a quick call to her or to send a text message to say, how are you doing? How is everything going? I'm just thinking about you and I'm missing you. Another system he put in place, my mentor put in place for himself, is regarding his health, is that he needed to be drinking water all the time. So what he does is that he puts an alarm. There's a particular Google uh, alarm. There's a particular alarm he puts, not Google, sorry, alarm he puts. And when the alarm rings, he knows he has to drink water. Like he has to drink water every hour. He has to drink water once every hour or twice every hour. So these are systems you can use to build your health. These are systems you can use to build your marriage. These are systems you can use to improve your career. There are so many systems. And as I said, you build systems around those areas of your life that, around every area of your life. No area of your life should be less important than the other. Your financial life, your marital life, if you're a faith person, your spiritual life, your career, your personal development life, and your social life, and every area of your life, you can build systems around it. So if you have questions, any question, you can put it in. So because we are going to the end of this meeting soon. Any question? Any question? You can create questions, you can put questions in so we can get to the end of this. So calendarize your life. I talked about calendarizing your life. Calendarize your life. Calendarize your life. Your life should not be unkept or scattered. Your life should not be unorganized. Your life should not be scattered. You need to calendarize your life. Okay. So you need to calendarize your life. Another thing, examples of systems. Let me give you an example of my own system, what I do. This is the final one, but I talked about how you need to calendarize your life. Think about how to automate, how to delegate, and in areas how to delete. Think about how to automate. Think about how to delegate, and in areas how to delete. There's some things you can automate. There's some things you can delegate. Not everything you do at a particular time in my organization, my non-profit, I have to start training my team to do the things I can do, so that even if I'm not available, they can do it effectively. And I was successfully able to train my team to a very high degree of uh, level where they can do those things, where they can actually run the organization at least for a week, a month without me. They can run the organization without me being around. It really gave me a lot of sense of freedom to do other things. So there are things you need to delegate, there are things you need to automate, there are things you even need to delete from your schedule. Delete from your schedule. What I do personally most times is that every morning, in the morning before I start my day, I write an agenda of how my day is going to run. I put time into it. It makes me to have a system around my life. I put time into it, how my day is going to run. I'm going to if I don't do it in the if I don't do it in the night, the day before the next day, I do it early in the morning. Let's say I do it at night, the day before the next day. I say I'm going to wake up at about 5 o'clock, 5 p.m., 5 a.m. I'm going to wake up 5 a.m. From 5 a.m. I wake up, okay, and probably I'm going to freshen up. Personally, what I do in the morning, maybe I wake up, I don't just jump out of the bed. I take a book and I read my ebook rather. I not take a book. I read my online book. I read my audio book. I read an audiobook for my phone. That's one of the ways it helps me to refresh my brain. It helps me to be smarter. It helps my brain to connect more to the world I live in. So it helps me to be more, my brain to be sharper when I wake up. So I take my audiobook and I start reading. That's what I do most times when I wake up in the morning. Sorry about that. I have different alarms. Sorry. When I wake up in the morning, I take my audiobook and I start reading. And before I read for like 15, 20 minutes, and I jump out of the bed. Before I do any other thing, I must read. That's me. Before I do any other thing in the morning, the first thing I do is that I must read an audiobook. And an audiobook on any topic. It can be on finance, it can be on personal development, it can be on health, it can be on my social life, it can be on anything. I have an audiobook, an app called I have an app for it called Headway. I read through that app, and that's what I do, and it helps my brain, to stand out with sharper in the early hours of the day before I can even step out of my bed. I do that for 15 to 20 minutes every day. So you have to systemize your life. You have to plan systems around your life. You have to have an agenda. Apologies. Okay. So you have an agenda for your life. You have to systemize your life, leverage technology to your advantage. Google Calendar, calendarize your life, put systems around it, put the things you want to do, the agendas you have, put those things in your calendar, calendarize your life. When even put your phone on airplane mode, like if you're using an iPhone, you want to read something, you want to avoid distraction, and you still want to use the internet, put your phone on airplane mode, so you avoid distraction, so nobody calls you during that time, so you avoid distraction. These are ways you can systemize your life. And lastly, think about how to automate, how to delegate, and how to delete some things in your life. Think about how to automate, how to delegate, and even how to delete some things you are doing. So agendas, some plans, some things you have, you may need to delete it. I always hear this from my mentor, when one of my mentors, when he says that 80% of things you are doing now, you don't need to do them. You only need to do 20% to get you to where you need to get to. You only need to do 20% of the things you are doing to get you to where you need to get to. So you need to eradicate, or you need to delete 80% of the things you are doing. And when I heard that, I need to delete 80% of the things I am doing. That was when I started building my team. I started delegating things to my team. I started taking in more tasks, different tasks that I don't do. I usually didn't do, because I know that this is what will get me to where I need to be. I started deleting some of the tasks or agendas that I was involving myself in. I started deleting them because I discovered that they were just waste of time, a bunch of waste of time. They're not going to take me anywhere in life. They're just they're just going to make me repeat processes. They're not going to help me get to the place or become the person I want to be. So I had to delete some things. I had to create space to put in new things. And one of the things I put in is this speaking engagement I am doing every week. I had to delete some things to create space to put this in. And those are the ways you systemize your life for success. So before we call it and before we end it, I'm going to give you an example of how I do systemize my own life, because you need to have a picture of how I do it. It's not just about me speaking. I need to show you how I do it, because how I do it will help you. So let me show you how I do it. So you can see from my video how I do it. Self-development. This is my own self-development and faith way of systemizing my life. So as I said, you can systemize your life in different areas. If you're married, there are ways you can systemize your life that you can be able to improve your marital life, create systems, use technology to your advantage, use people to your advantage, use accountability to your advantage, use tools to your advantage, use calendars to your advantage to get yourself continuously in love with your partner. If you are for your finances, you need to create systems around how to keep saving, how to keep investing, how to keep building yourself, how to keep building your portfolio, your finances, investing, how to keep investing, how to keep saving. If you are if you career for your career development, you need to create a system on how to keep reading, how to continue reading, studying to become the person you want to become, how to continue developing yourself, going to seminars, going for conferences to become who you want to become. And so this is just a little example of myself. It's not all about me, but just a little on how I systemize my life on my personal development and mix it with my faith life. And this is what I do. One of the things I do, I have a goal for every system. One of the goals for this is to keep an ever learning environment, keep an ever learning environment for myself, to keep an ever learning environment for myself. So this is the goal for this system, to keep an ever learning environment for myself. And I listen 20 minutes to audiobook every morning. I've said that already. I listen 20 as many mornings as possible. May not be every morning per se, but as much as I can. I do listen to 20 minutes of audio book every morning, as much as I can. Another way is that I read my Bible for 1 hour daily. Sometimes I do more than that. And how I do this is that I love accountability. I love accountability groups a lot. So I usually pair with this an accountability group that reads Bible. You know, they read the New Testament 4 months in a year. They read the Old Testament once. They read the Old Testament. They read the Old Testament 4 months in a year. No, the Old Testament is longer, and they read the New Testament for 30 days, finishing the New Testament for 30 days. So I join them and I use them as my accountability group to reading my Bible every time. So I read my Bible 1 hour a daily. And I can even do more than that, I do more than that sometimes. Another thing is that I meditate. I read my law materials an hour daily because I'm about writing my solicitor's exam. So I read my law materials an hour daily. I try to do an hour daily. I even do more than that sometimes. I do more than an hour daily sometimes. So I read my law materials an hour daily. I meditate on the scripture 5 minutes per hour. Every hour I try to look at the scriptures. I put my book when I go to work. I put my book on my table. So I open the book of I write scriptures. I open them, and before I leave, maybe I want to go use the restroom. I will look at the scripture. It may not always be an hour every time, but I do it as often as possible. Especially when I'm at work, I just open my book of scriptures. I have book that I write a lot of scriptures in them, and I just open it and I look at it before I leave to probably use the restroom or to go take a cup of water or to go just do anything. So you have to systemize your life. That's the whole essence of what I'm trying to say. You have to systemize your life. I listen to a sermon or a podcast 30 minutes every evening. Every evening, I try to listen to a message, especially a message every evening that can build my faith, that can build my life, that can make me a better person. I try to do that as much as possible before I go into things like my prayer life, my prayers, and any other thing I need to go into. And also, I prepare a motivational speech video per week, like I'm doing right now. Preparing a motivational speech video per week is a system I've created around myself to build myself to where I want to get to or the place I need to be in life. So I prepare a motivational video per week, which I speak on, and I do this to build myself. So these are ways to create systems around your life and you become a better person, a better version of yourself. So if you have questions, this is question time. Thank you very much. This is question time. If you have any questions, do well to put it in and I will answer your questions. Thank you. So let me see if there's anybody that has question. Do you have any question? It's question time. So if you have questions, you can put in your questions just in case you have any questions. So question time on this live stream, just in case you have questions. Presentation, how to systemize your life, just in case you have any question. If you have a question, just put it on the chats and I will answer it. Just give yourself about a few minutes. Okay, in the midst of no question, thank you everyone for joining in, and I will see you next week. Thank you.